When we agreed to open our marriage, I thought honesty would protect us, but instead it revealed something worse. I was finally fulfilled, and my wife was quietly paying the price for it. I'm writing this from our house in Maple Ridge, British Columbia. It's just after 2 in the morning. Claire is asleep beside me, or at least she's pretending to be. I can tell by the way her breathing sounds slightly too controlled, like she's aware of the space between us even with her eyes closed. We've been married for 11 years. No kids, no scandals, no dramatic turning points anyone could point to and say that's where it went wrong. On paper, our life works. 2 stable careers, a shared mortgage, friends who invite us as a unit. Holidays planned months in advance. We're the kind of couple people describe as solid. About 2 years ago, something subtle started to erode. Not an explosion, not a betrayal, just a quiet flattening that neither of us knew how to name. Our conversations stopped wandering. They became functional, efficient. Did you send that email? What time is dinner? We're out of coffee. Touch followed the same pattern. A kiss before work, a hand on the shoulder while passing in the hallway. Familiar gestures stripped of intention. Sex still happened, but it felt scheduled, like something we were maintaining rather than wanting. The hardest part wasn't the lack of intimacy, it was the absence of desire. I didn't feel chosen anymore. I felt accommodated, like someone you care about, but no longer reach for. I didn't say anything for a long time, partly because I didn't want to sound ungrateful, partly because I was afraid that once I said it out loud, it would become real. The night I finally spoke up, we were sitting on opposite ends of the couch, a half-watched show flickering between us. The room was dim except for the television and a lamp we never turned off anymore. I don't feel desired, I said. I didn't soften it. I didn't dress it up. I just said it and waited. Claire looked at me, not surprised, not defensive, just tired. She nodded. I know, she said. That nod landed heavier than anger ever could have. There was no argument to hide behind, no misunderstanding to clarify, just confirmation that the thing I'd been quietly carrying wasn't imagined. We went to bed without resolving anything. Slept facing away from each other. The space between us felt intentional. A week later, we started couples therapy. We told ourselves this was what responsible adults did. We found a therapist in Burnaby, someone calm and measured, with an office full of neutral art and comfortable chairs designed to make you feel safe telling the truth. Therapy helped us talk better. We learned how to listen without interrupting, how to repeat each other's feelings back without judgment. We scheduled date nights, tried new restaurants, took walks after dinner. We made lists of what we appreciated about each other. I appreciate how dependable you are. I appreciate that you always follow through. I appreciate that you're my partner. No one said anything about longing. After months of effort, we were communicating clearly, but still orbiting the same problem. We loved each other deeply. We trusted each other. But whatever spark had once existed between us felt distant, like a memory we couldn't recreate. The idea of opening the marriage didn't arrive suddenly. It crept in during a late-night conversation after another therapy session that left us feeling oddly hollow. Claire poured 2 glasses of wine and sat across from me at the kitchen table. "Do you ever think," she said carefully, "that monogamy just stops working for some people?" She didn't look at me when she said it. What surprised me wasn't the suggestion, it was the relief I felt hearing it. We didn't decide anything that night, or the next, or even the next month. We talked endlessly, read articles, listened to podcasts, walked in circles around the same questions. Would this fix things or expose them? Were we being brave or avoiding something harder? We set rules. No coworkers, no mutual friends, protection always, no overnights, weekly check-ins, full transparency. The logic was simple. We didn't want a divorce, but we didn't want to live like roommates either. So we agreed. At first, nothing dramatic happened. Claire went on a few dates that fizzled quickly. Awkward coffee, polite dinners, early goodbyes. I downloaded an app without much expectation. Then I matched with Hannah. She lived in New Westminster, worked in marketing, nothing flashy, just humor, ease, and a message that made me laugh out loud in our quiet kitchen. We met for a drink on a Wednesday night. It wasn't cinematic, just a conversation that flowed. She listened. She leaned toward me when I spoke. She made me feel interesting instead of familiar. Something inside me woke up. I told Claire everything when I got home, exactly like we'd agreed. She smiled and said she was happy for me. Her eyes didn't quite meet mine. After that, things moved quickly. Texts turned into regular conversations. Conversations turned into connection. When things finally became physical, it was careful, mutual, enthusiastic. I left feeling lighter, energized, like something in my body had switched back on. At home, I was better, kinder, more patient, more present. On the surface, it looked like the open marriage was working. Claire noticed. "You seem happier," she said one night. "I feel better," I admitted. She smiled, small, controlled. Her dating life, meanwhile, grew harder. Each date seemed to drain her. Rejection hit deeper than she expected. Our weekly check-ins changed tone. Less sharing, more negotiation. "Do you like her?" "Yes." "Are you comparing us?" "No." At least, not the way she meant. The first time Claire said something that sounded like resentment, she apologized so fast I almost missed it. My phone buzzed on the counter. "Must be nice," she said lightly, "to feel wanted again." She apologized immediately, but it wasn't anger, it was grief. She withdrew after that, less talking, earlier nights, fewer dates. "It feels like this saved you," she said one night, staring at her hands. "But I'm still here, in the same place." Nothing had been violated, no rules broken, and yet the balance was gone. I suggested pausing, slowing down. Claire reacted like I'd threatened to take something vital away. "If we stop," she said, "we don't go back to before, we just go back to pretending." I asked her the hardest question. "Are you happier now than before we opened the marriage?" "Yes," I said. "Could you go back?" "I don't know." She nodded, like she already knew. "I don't want to stop," she said, "but I don't want to keep hurting like this either." She wasn't asking me to choose. She was asking me to stay inside a contradiction. Nothing officially changed, but everything felt different. We walked on eggshells. Every silence felt intentional. Claire became careful with herself, apologizing before she'd even spoken. I tried to compensate, reassure, stay present. Hannah noticed the change. "You don't have to keep doing this if it's hurting you," she said. "I'm not the one who's hurting," I replied. She just looked at me. At home, Claire stopped dating entirely. "I'm tired," she said. I believed her. I also knew better. Nothing ended. That's the strangest part. We still live together, shop together, show up together. From the outside, we look intact. Inside, everything feels provisional. Claire watches me sometimes, like she's trying to understand who I've become. I still see Hannah, less often. Each time feels heavier. No one broke the rules. Consent was given, honesty was maintained. But there's a difference between permission and peace. Tonight, Claire is asleep beside me, or pretending to be. The house is quiet. The agreement still exists. Nothing has been decided. I just don't know whether staying makes me loyal, or whether leaving would finally make me honest.